Let me ask you this question, man. Who do you believe Yahweh is?
You talking about a who? Or you talking about a what?
Who is he?
Who?
Yeah, out of the persons, is the Father Yahweh, the Son?
Each one of them can hold the divine name. So in Exodus, for example, it talks about my name is in him.
The angel of the Lord?
Yep, to the angel of the Lord. So any one of the three persons can hold the title or name of Yahweh as they, so in the ancient world, there was a concept of the king sending a messenger that would bear his name and who would actually speak as if he were the king. In Revelation, John sees an angel who comes to him and begins to speak to him, literally saying, like, I am the Alpha and the Omega. And he falls down and starts worshiping him.
That's not an angel.
Well, the thing is he goes, no. He says, he's like, what are you doing? Get up. I'm a fellow servant.
Yeah, but you said the angel says that I'm the Alpha and Omega. That's Jesus speaking.
Well, I might be misquoting, but my point is I might be messing that part up.
It's okay.
But what he is doing is the angel is speaking as if he is Yahweh.
No, he's not. What gives you the...
Why did John fall down? John falls down and worships him, and he says, get up.
Yeah, so what happens in the context, John is in awe of the vision that he's seeing. Mm-hmm. And so it just says that at being in awe of this, he then falls down before the angel's feet to worship the angel. And then the angel picks him up and says, hey, don't do that. I can't ask you these questions, but it's okay.
The reason that he is asking, or that he's falling at his feet, is because the messenger is coming as if he is God.
No. There's nothing in the context that says anything like that. So, like I said, he's showing him the visions and the heavenly places and the events that's going on. John is in such awe of this that he falls down to worship at the angel.
And begins blaspheming by worshiping an angel?
Yeah, he makes a mistake. That's why the angel said, cut that out.
Back to your question. Mm-hmm. All three members can bear the title Yahweh as the messenger of Yahweh. They can bear the divine name.
Are they Yahweh, though? Is the messenger Yahweh?
What do you mean by Yahweh? The one what or the three who's?
Is he, so again, when you're saying that they can bear the name Yahweh, you're saying they can bear the name like it's a title that they walk into or carry out their duties.
Yeah.
Are they Yahweh, though?
Well, is Yahweh a who or is Yahweh a what?
You're asking me a question, man.
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand the question. Because when you say Yahweh,
the question?
No,
he's asking the question.
I know, but I don't understand what he's asking.
Okay, let me break it down.
Would you agree that Yahweh can refer to a who or it can refer to a what?
Okay, so when you say somebody can go out in the name of Yahweh, how are you using Yahweh in that way?
In that way?
Yeah.
When someone can go out in the name of Yahweh?
Yes.
I would say that they're using it in the sense that they're going out in the name of the Father.
Okay, why?
Because the Father is within the Godhead, relationally, He is the Most High.
I got you. So to you, the person who is Yahweh, by reference and by like who Yahweh actually is the Father. The Son isn't really Yahweh. He's just an agent that can carry the name of Yahweh.
Incorrect. No. Yahweh can refer to a who or it can refer to a what. If it's talking, and it does refer to a who as the Father, and the Father's name can be borne by the other two members as well.
Is the Son referred to as Yahweh?
Is the Son referred to as Yahweh? Yes.
Okay. So if the Son is referred to as Yahweh, can the Son also send someone in the name of Yahweh?
It's a good question.
Thank you.
I'll admit that's a good question. Because he bears the divine authority, yes, he can. He can send people out in the name of Yahweh. Jesus does that. Okay. He sends people out in the name of God.
Well, that's because he's Yahweh. That's why.
Well, no. No, but here's the thing. That's just not to understand the notion of divine agency in the Bible. The idea is that the angel of the Lord is the angel of the Lord Yahweh. No, it's not. I'm asking this rhetorically. The angel of the Lord is not Yahweh. He's the angel of Yahweh. He's the messenger of Yahweh, but he's treated as if he's Yahweh. Okay, if you have a king who's sending...
Can I stop you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the angel of the Lord, you agree that the angel of the Lord appeared to Jacob in Genesis 31, right?
Yeah.
In the dream, remember? Mm-hmm. And then he saw the stairway?
Yeah.
Who in the scripture does it say he saw at the top of the stairway?
Yahweh.
Very good. So, and then in Genesis 35, we get that the angel comes back to Jacob in another dream, right? Remember, they're doing the cattle thing, the spotted thing or whatever? Mm-hmm. And he says, I am the God of Bethel, the one who you made a vow to, right? Mm-hmm. In Genesis 31, it was Yahweh that he made a vow to. The angel of the Lord comes to him and says, that was me, right? Mm-hmm. So with this being said,
So
is the angel of the Lord Yahweh?
the angel of the Lord can bear the name Yahweh because
Not bear the name, is he?
No. You have to remember, when a divine messenger would go forth for the king, in their context, remember, you guys are reading this through a modern lens.
Yeah.
In the ancient world, the king would send someone out
Yeah.
who would bear his name and speak as though they were the king in order to let people know what was going on. And they would bear the royal name. They would speak literally as if the king was there. They were the
Would they
king's-
claim to be the king?
Would they claim to be the king?
Yes.
Yes. If
What?
they were,
No,
if
they
they were,
wouldn't.
if they were in the way that they would speak as though they were the king.
No, that's different. I know they can speak as though they were the king. They come in the name of the king. They make it clear, hey, I'm a representative of the king, right? Can they claim to be the king himself?
But you're operating with the word Yahweh exclusively
That's
as a
not
who.
an answer to
the
my
word,
question.
No, but the word Yahweh has, you said yourself that the word Yahweh and the word God is not univocal.
That's fine. That's not an answer to my question.
It can refer, no, but that's the problem, is that you're asking a question without defining the term that you're asking.
No, look,
you're conflating
wait,
the
Jacob.
term Yahweh as a who,
Let me tell you-
or the term Yahweh as a what.
Let me tell you, my handsome friend, this is what just happened. What I did is I went by your terminology just now. I asked you, when you say that Yahweh sends a messenger out and they go in the name of Yahweh, how are you using that? And ever since then, I've been going about how you're operating using the word Yahweh, okay? So, with this being said, I'm asking, can the messenger or agent of the king claim to be the king?
He can, if he's using the name Yahweh, he can claim to be part of that divine council.
I don't care about the council. See, we're doing it again.
No, and I'm not referring to the divine council. I'm referring to the Godhead. Any member of the Godhead, he can say that I am Yahweh, because Yahweh is a term that can refer to the Godhead.
That's not what I'm asking. Here it is again. Okay. Can the agent of the king who he sends out, hey, go to nation Numbria and go talk to the people or whatever, can that agent that the king sent say, hey, y'all, I'm the king, and I say, boop, 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 boop. Can he claim to be the king?
He can claim, if you're referring to the name Yahweh in this case.
No, brother, the king. Can he claim to be the king?
I'm talking, but this is all in reference to Yahweh. And Yahweh
answer,
is
Jacob.
a word. Yahweh is a word that can refer. He said he's Yahweh, right?
Jacob, the king.
No. He said he's Yahweh.
No,
Yahweh.
the king. I'm using your example. See, this is what happens.
The problem is that
doesn't-
the king's name in the case of Yahweh can refer
In the
to,
case of Yahweh.
it's referring to Yahweh.
Okay, put
the
Yahweh.
word Yahweh is a word that you yourself has said can refer to a what, and if he goes and says, yes, I am that what, like I'm in the divine council, I bear that name,
Yeah.
they can do that.
Okay, so let's pause here for a second on Yahweh.
Okay.
The king.
Yeah.
For your example, the king. Can the agent of the king claim to be the king?
Can the agent of the king claim to be the king? No, he cannot.
Thank you.
But hold on,
Hold on, guys.
before we get too excited here, I just want to make sure we realize that was an example apart from Yahweh.
And
When we're talking about Yahweh, we're talking about Yahweh, and Yahweh is a word that can be used in two different senses.
Let me show you. Look, Jacob. Let me show you again what the problem is. Just like you did it with the court example, and you even recognize it doesn't work with the Trinity. Your example here doesn't work for Yahweh, because your example is showing that people can go as agents of the king. They can't declare to be the king themselves. The same way Yahweh can send agents, but the agents cannot claim to be Yahweh, or else they're gonna drop dead. Okay, so with Yahweh, so for example, you say that Yahweh is the Father. You also said that the Son is also identified as Yahweh.
Yes.
This means that either the scripture is committing blasphemy, or Jesus truly is Yahweh the same way the Father is. How do you reconcile that?
When you say how do you reconcile? Go one more time with the question.
So, if you say that, just like how we just demonstrated, an agent of the king cannot claim to be the king. You cannot point to an agent of the king and say, that's the king right there, right? In the same way, you can't point to any agent of Yahweh and say, that's Yahweh, or that agent claim to be Yahweh themselves, okay? So if you acknowledge that the Father is Yahweh, you also acknowledge that the Son is also identified as Yahweh. Either the Bible is committing blasphemy, or Jesus is truly Yahweh in the same way the Father is. How do you reconcile that?
It's that they both are ontologically Yahweh. They both ontologically are
That's the
of the
Trinity.
same. No, that is not. I believe You're to say, no, to have the same nature, I believe that they're ontologically equal. You have to show that those three persons actually are the same being.
Would you agree that...
Not just that they're all ontologically equals. I believe they're all ontologically equals. You don't understand what the Trinity is, because the Trinity actually is, to say, as you said, it's not just that they share the same nature, it's that they are the same being. So you have to establish from the scriptures that they actually are the same being.
What's the only thing we do, Jacob?
Read.
That's right. So, let's do this really quick. Let's get the Bible. We're going to get the verse. We're going to go to Prophet Nehemiah.
You got 4 minutes.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. So this is Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 6. It says, "You alone are Yahweh. You have made the heavens and the earth, and with all their hosts, the earth and all that is on it, the seas and all that is in them. You give them life, and the heavenly host bows down to you." Who is that?
Who?
Yeah.
So that's Yahweh in this case is a who?
That's what I'm asking.
There's only one who that people bow to?
Is it a who?
Is it a who?
Mm-hmm.
No, Yahweh in this case is a what, because it's referring to the one what?
Oh, the one what. And what does this one what consist of?
3 persons? Okay, so just so you guys know, apparently GodLogic forgot about that a court is a one what composed of 3 separate persons. So he hasn't actually dealt with it, and he's just putting on a show for you guys. So.
It's a great show.
Okay, I got a few more minutes.
He needs to show that the 3 persons in the one court, the one what, actually are the same being. That's the Trinity, you guys. He's just describing the Godhead model and then being like, oh, I won, that's the Trinity. No, it's not. The Trinity is the 3 persons who are the same being. He hasn't shown that. In fact, he hasn't dealt with all these contradictions in the scriptures that contradict that notion that they're the same being. He just got up and walked away because he's like, he thinks that the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are all fully divine. That's not the Trinity. If that was the case, by the way, guys, then Mormons would be Trinitarians, because that's what we believe. Woo! Hey, if we tonight resolve it, and now Latter-day Saints are Trinitarians, and now can be considered Christians, thanks, guys.
You're not.
We're glad to be part of the family.
You'd have to dump the Joseph guy.
No, you'd have to. No, the issue.
Wait, I got 2 minutes. Okay. It's not often that I just let someone take over my cross like that. But when you're working for me, man, when we on the same team like this, you can talk all you want, man.
By the way, you guys think Catholics are Christians and they don't have to abandon the Pope, right?
You're right. Oh, Joseph ain't no Pope.
No, he didn't kill that many people.
Oh, Lord. All right, let's get
real quick though. No, but in all honesty, that is you have to understand what the Trinity is. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you said that the Father alone is the Most High. Is that right?
The Father bears the title of the Most High within the relationship of the Godhead. Amongst the 3, Jesus said that they are greater than him. So relationally, the Father is the Most High, but ontologically, he is equal with they're the same fully divine being. All 3 are fully divine beings.
Okay, you identified the Father as the Most High in between the Father, Son, and Spirit.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay.
Relationally,
okay. When it comes to the Son, where does he sit?
Relationally?
Yeah.
He's begotten of the Father.
But where does he sit? Where's his throne?
On the right hand of the Father.
Which is?
In heaven.
Which is, sure. but it's unhigh. The Hebrews 1 says.
And he's there with the body, right? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he says he sits at the right hand of the majesty unhigh. Right? Is there anybody higher than that position?
No, that's like the whole Godhead model. It's that all 3 of the beings are the Most High, but relationally amongst those 3 beings, you have
all 3 of them are the Most High, huh? You just said that the Father...
Yeah, if I had the court made up of 3 people that was the ultimate authority in the land, that court would be the Most High.
But okay, so when you're calling the Father, Son, and the Spirit a council, the council of God.
I wouldn't call them, I'm not referring to them as the council of gods talked about in Psalms. That's not what I mean.
But you did mention that before.
I know, but they're not the council of the gods in that sense. I'm not referring to that. They are the council that rules over all things.
Okay, my time is up.